The very vibrant, diverse and dynamic Leicester welcomes you to Out of Britain. I'm Radhika Iyer. Hello. I'm coming to you from Leicester City in England, which is the curry capital this year, as you know, for the year of 2024 and 2025. Britain is celebrating the Indian thali. The word comes from Hindi language. Thali literally means a tray or a plate of food which celebrates diversity. As you know, the Indian community here in Britain contributes greatly to British economy. Just like how every dish in the thali contributes to the thali, every segment where the Indians or the Asians contribute to, for example, medicine, food, art, businesses, technology, manufacturing, each of these form what is called the Great Britain by contributing to its culture, heritage, economy, and so many other things. On this special edition of Out of Britain, we also celebrate the Indian thali by having a thali with a set of people. And I thought, why not ask them, if the Indian community were to be a dish in the British thali, which dish would that be? And no, we're not just talking about the chicken tikka masala. So many amazing dishes you'll find out with me on this very special edition. Join me for some fun, flavorful conversations on this episode. Look at that star in front of me. This looks so rich, colorful, diverse, and cheerful. What better than an extremely alluring Indian thali to start 2025 with? Is your plate full in 2025? If you've not had a thali yet, then it's not. And I have with me this amazing diverse set of people. If we were actually dishes in the thali, we would all sit in very well, because I think we have a good representation of people from different professions, different backgrounds, from Leicester, which is the very, very vibrant South Asian hub, if I may say, or a bastion, if I may say. And we are coming to you from Mohanthal Restaurant, which is in Leicester, and Megha, who owns this restaurant, is so kindly hosting us. So thank you so much for having us here. And the reason we're coming from Mohanthal is because you guys are specialists in thali.
In thali, yeah.
Why did you decide to have thali as the star or the dominant factor in your menu?
Well, we are coming from a Gujarati community where in India and pretty much whole South Asia, we are really known for the proper meal, like a whole thali concept, which brings that brings like a more homely family thing. When people come in to have meals, they can feel the authentic taste, which is, that was just a different idea to serve people and just make them feel like a home.
Yeah, give them that experience as if they were home and enjoying a meal.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I'm going to women because invariably turns out they're good speakers. Preeti, I was reading about different origins of the thali, and nobody knows when a thali was first invented, but it was invented in India. Some argue that it was invented in the south of India, and some argue that perhaps in Gujarat. And I'm truly curious because Mohanthal is such a fine name. It's a very Indian name. It's also a dessert, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And some say that Krishna, who's one of the Hindu gods, loves a variety of food served to him, and it started in Gujarat. I read that. Don't know if it's true. You tell me.
Krishna's not the only one.
That's true. That's true.
I love a thali as well.
Yes.
And I can certainly say that thalis do originate from Gujarat. I'm sure that the Punjabis will say.
And the South Indians are going to argue,
I'm sure that they will say.
Yeah.
But
I have company.
Yes.
But who knows? A thali is a thali, and what I love about a thali is the variety that you get.
Yes.
When you go out to an a la carte restaurant or wherever you go, you choose what you want to eat, and you are served, in a balti. But here you can get 2 or 3 different curries. You've got a dal, you've got a sweet. You have the whole variety. If you even look on this thali, you've got few pakoras there. You've got puri. You've got traditional tepla as well, and there's that whole variety, and that's what I love, that you just by putting this thali in front of me, my taste buds are tingling because I can smell all the ingredients in all the different dishes that are being served here today.
Yeah.
So of course, like I said, Lord Krishna, you're absolutely right. Loved Mohanthal, loved all sweet food, and of course loved his thali as well.
Yes, he did. And thanks to him, if it's true that it was invented then, that he set this precedent, because now a thali is an everyday almost in homes which are fortunate enough to afford it. And whenever it's possible, a lot of people decide to go for a thali. I certainly do, because in one plate, if you get more dishes, then why not?
It's more balanced food as well at the same time.
It's a bit like life, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you can pack in
different flavors in the same plate, basically.
Yes, then why not? Okay. Great, thanks for that introduction. I had to introduce the thali because that is the star of the show. But here I'm going to now introduce from my left the guests on our show. That's Megha Trivedi, who owns Mohanthal Restaurant in Leicester, which is just one of the multiple Indian restaurants here in Leicester and thriving, really. Ross Tarbert, who is representing Visit Leicester.
That's right, yeah.
In a line, what's your job?
So we look after tourism and try to raise the profile of Leicester, and we work with attractions, we work with hospitality businesses, restaurants, to showcase the best of Leicester.
Sure. Telling the Leicester story,
Yeah.
and quite efficiently, I must say, because Leicester has been in the news for all the right reasons for years now. In fact, Leicester, many would reckon, is the multicultural hub in Europe.
For sure.
Sometimes even more than London. Professor Murthy.
Hi, I'm Murthy. I'm a consultant rheumatologist based at Leicester. I'm from India, Chennai, southern part of India. And I'm working here for nearly 20 years in Leicester. And obviously, everyone likes food, and
Yes.
doctors also like food.
Yeah.
And of course, we like a balanced food, which you said, the balanced food.
Yeah.
And I'm very delighted to talk about the thali, particularly about the South Indian thali too.
Yes, of course. And there's a very interesting connection or contribution that Professor Murthy is going to be making to this conversation, because I'm not going to be on this episode only speaking about the thali and the importance of food and how it brings people together, and of course the beautiful multicultural Leicester. The question I'm asking, which will come in a bit, is the beautiful contributions made by the Indian community to Britain, and if you were to represent that on a thali, how would you do that? And I'd love to hear your answer. But Preeti, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Preeti Raichura, and I am an international wedding planner.
International wedding planner, and you clearly know how big and how important a thali is in weddings, Indian weddings.
Absolutely.
Hello everyone, this is Arbinder Duggal. So I'm a professional chef, came on the MasterChef UK 2019 in the top position, been on the lots of French culinary competitions, Roux Scholarship, which is run by Michelin Star. So, I do a lot of destination weddings, private events, and we are over here to celebrate this amazing thalis, a regional Indian thali from all over the world. And particularly in India, where you've got so many states, every 50, 100 miles you go, the thali changes, the food changes, the language changes.
Yes.
And that's what I love about it.
Yes.
So really privileged to be over here.
Yes, and thanks for saying we're here to celebrate the thali. I'll go across to Romail, who's the brainchild behind the National Thali Week. Romail, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Romail Gulzar, founder of Car Group and England Curry Capital, and today we are here this week to celebrate National Thali Week, which is very proud, as Leicester a few months back, which is last year in June, named England's Curry Capital. And we're very proud to now England's Curry Capital, Leicester, have launched National Thali Week. And we're going to talk about all tasty, wonderful, colorful smell. I can call this plate look really sexy because the colors and the taste and flavors, and which is Leicester is all about.
I'm going to have to beep that word. But thank you. Thanks for that introduction. So the National Thali Week is perhaps an initiative to get people excited about a thali. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So with Visit Leicester, we have for a couple of years now been running a campaign called Taste the Place, which is all about getting people excited about food and drink in Leicester and Leicestershire. So we showcase, the locally made food, the local delicacies, whether that would be the pork pie, the Stilton cheese, or the curry, which Leicester is famous for the world over. And part of our campaign has been working with Ramal on a number of different initiatives. We supported the England Curry Capital campaign to bring it back to Leicester, where we believe it belongs. I think for a number of years it was with Bradford, but we think the diversity, the number of different cuisines here, and the number of different restaurants across the city. I think there's more restaurants per head here than any other place in Europe, I think it was. Ramal will correct me, he's got all of the figures. But it's really, really important to just showcase this diversity and showcase, you were talking about what part of the Thalia from Visit Leicester. We're the Thalia itself, with the plates.
Yeah.
Because we showcase all of these different bits and pieces. We showcase all of the reasons that people would want to come here and would want to try out a place to go to learn about history and to try some of our great food.
Sure, thank you. Chefs are people we never see. We enjoy the food.
Yeah.
It's just like ghee. You don't see the ghee, but you taste it. And the effort that's put in by chefs across the UK, it's behind kitchen doors, women, men working very hard to get the meal ready, get the meal out, get the money flowing, make people happy, and we don't get to see the people.
It's tough. It's a tough working environment in the kitchen, because while working in a kitchen for the past 20 years, myself, what I've experienced working in not even in the Indian restaurants or in the French restaurants, you have to give a lot of effort into making the food, and you need to be happy when you're making the food.
Yeah.
If you're happy when you're making the food is always going to taste better.
Yes, and makes all of us happy. Thank you. Romail, well, I just had an observation before you talk about businesses being an item on the thali, and from your perspective, I just realized even our masala boxes, the spice boxes in India, look quite like a thali, don't they? With the different spices, all in a circle. Just an interesting presentation there. This is the chutney thali.
Pickles.
Yeah,
We call it a
chutneys.
thali?
It's like a chutney thali.
Or chutney thali. Okay, great. Romail, what are businesses on the thali?
Okay, businesses in Thali, we can see in these days, as we earlier talked about Thali, come from Gujarat, from India.
Yeah.
But now it's spread to entire South Asia. That's including Bangladesh, Nepal, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Afghanistan, Bihar, all this. And I grew up in Punjabi family, and our Punjabi thali is way different to Gujarati thali. A little bit I can say that, sorry Paji, Punjabi thali looked like a bit boring, but when I can see the Gujarati thali is very colorful. Very colorful. Are you agree with me?
To a certain extent.
But I love, because growing up, I remember when my mom prepared, especially on Sunday, after church service, we having a thali, and that was like we have not chopped onion, we have only 2 slices, and the rest of them you have to break in your hand. I still remember that. And lassi, water lassi, homemade, and they're all chapatis. We call roti tandoori roti, but in Gujarati we call chapati, and we thaplas there. So that is it. But now I'm really proud about it. Is this to me, thapla introduced to me by because lovely Preeti sitting here. So she's first time introduced me thapla, and I thought so in Punjab we call paratha.
It's the beauty of Indian cuisine is such that the same thing is called in a different way.
There are so many variations.
Like in Punjab we have matri. In Maharashtra or Gujarat side they call it chirote. So we make it sweet or
And in the
savory.
south they say murukku.
Murukku.
Yeah.
Or you make it so it's like one thing, but it's called in a different languages, a different thing, like thepla.
With the same ingredients.
Same ingredients,
Yeah.
almost the same ingredients. So
And
That's the beauty of it.
that's the beauty of it. Only Punjabi thali I can say love that, which we are winning that, because Punjabi thali have a paratha, which is my favorite, aloo paratha, is there, which is missing in Gujarati thali,
Yeah.
But as I said, so Gujarati thali, I think, so leading the way in the world. Wherever you go, most of the Indian or South Asian restaurant now they're serving a thali. Even some of them fine dining, especially in Leicester City, they're already serving lunch thali at top. And it's amazing. And I want to mention, this morning I wake up, there is a beautiful restaurant looking on Instagram, they're taking part in London. It's called Chor Bazaar, something like that. The name is Chor Bazaar. And the beautiful thali they have. And it's just amazing. So how thalis are growing over the years. And also thali is not about the food, it's spreading the love of culture. Of course. That's the way I believe. You can see on this plate, there is Leicester is very diverse, multicultural, and in all the kind of flavor of South Asia is here. And you can see, if I can see that everyone in this thali is Leicester to describe. So Leicester himself is a beautiful thali. Even we going into our lovely county, Leicestershire and Northland, there is some South Asian restaurants, they're also serving a thali. And that's amazing. So thali is not known just for the South Asian anymore. You can see the white community, the other part of the community, they all love it. Especially my office in town, and we're all lunchtime, sometime go quick. We got 45 minutes. What we have? Thali. And that is amazing.
You guys are so lucky in Leicester. I mean, it's a
Move into it, please. Welcome.
yeah. Why not? Why not? Is this your first thali, Ross?
No. I've had a few different ones. I was lucky enough to try the thali here when we actually launched this just before Christmas.
Yeah.
But a few other restaurants. There's, like Ramela said, there's some fantastic lunchtime thalis at some of the restaurants that you can go and, perfect for a sort of business lunch or a dinner. But
Yeah. Just doubtful how well you can work after a good thali, or maybe you just feel all energized after that good thali and you can work better. There are close to 138 versions of dal made in India, so you can imagine how many varieties of thalis there are. Even within Gujarat, there's something called the Gujarati thali, and then there's the Kathiawadi thali, which belongs to a particular region in Gujarat. So there are so many variations. I will strictly stay away from going into which one is better. Here are two South Indian bros. There's a Gujarati, a Punjabi who's more on the Gujarati side now, and then there's a chef, a proper Punjabi. We will not go into which one is a better thali. But what we will do now is to take a break, because this is getting cold. And I know all of you are like, stop talking. We need to eat. Just after this short break, we're going to go back into the discussion of the contributions made by the Indian community, how diverse they are and how they add to the diversity of Britain culturally, via economics, via their own historical heritage contributions, but also how events such as this, like the National Thali Week, why now? Why the National Thali Week, and how that will help promote the UK economy are things we will discuss just after this short break. Stay with us. Welcome back. That's us before and after the thali. The only person that has done justice so far, I'd say, is Chef Dugar. Well done. At least a Punjabi has endorsed the Gujarati thali. But this was a nice mix of thali. Thank you so much. It was so lovely. And I'm still in the process of digesting the different flavors and savoring it and enjoying it. We were talking about the crippling UK economy and how it hasn't been doing well for years now. And it can take years for it to revive, just like many other economies, but UK has been in a particular state. With events or campaigns such as the National Thali Week, is that something that would help the UK in this current state?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, places like Mohenthal, restaurants around Leicester, they're absolutely vital. They contribute so much to the economy from a monetary point of view, but also from a social point of view, because they're about getting together with friends, they're about sharing with people, they're about, you'll go to a place and you'll go home and you'll talk about this place, and then you'll talk to other friends about it and they'll share. So it really is about creating that sense of community alongside showcasing the business side of it.
Yeah. So it helps with getting the money in, getting people into restaurants, getting them to socialize and also enjoy a meal and promote culture, etc. Okay, I'm going to play a quick game. What is the thali for you in one word? You have only one word to describe it. Ross, let's go with you.
Diversity. I'll say that
Diversity.
first. Yeah.
Okay.
Happiness.
Happiness. Okay, beautiful.
Together.
Togetherness. My turn. Home, I think.
Sharing.
Sharing. Beautiful.
Celebration.
Celebration. Okay.
Culture.
Culture. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. So why January, Romeo?
Very good question, Radhika, because during Christmas break, or we call, say, entire December, we have a lot of parties, like a Christmas party, get-togethers, just ending the year and the New Year celebration. We all eat all sort of food. Mostly in the Christmas, during the December period, we a lot of eat non-veg. So after that slowdown, we want to, by second week of January, people come back like after work for long holidays and a lot of eat and drinking and parties. So they want to little bit relax for health as well. So we were encouraging to people during National Thali Week every year, which is an annual event, second week of January, we're encouraging to people stay 1 week just a vegetarian. And stay vegetarian, eat a little bit flavor for everything. And if you like vegetarian food, stay for your life. But there, of course, there's a lot of restaurants non-veg thali as well. And the second big part of it, because spending a lot of money, including myself, for all family whole, we spend from Diwali to straight Christmas, we spend a lot of money. I'm not saying thali is a cheap food, no, it's not price wise, but everybody can afford. Between from, let's say, £5 up to £12 or £15, whatever the price is, as everybody can have that. And they also give a little bit financial, little bit break as well. So you can have color of everything, South Asia in one plate. And also you can save a little bit money because after January, as soon as everybody in January get all the credit cards, bills, everything we have to pay. So we help that. And third one, key point is, well, boosting local hospitality across the country because people have spent so much out and about during December and November and Diwali time. So people will encourage you to go there, spend little money and support your local businesses as well.
Sure. Spend a little, eat a little of many things and then enjoy and help the economy. And of course, keep speaking about culture, etc. Thank you so much, guys. You were as diverse and as contributing as every single dish on this thali was. National Thali Week is being celebrated across Britain and you're encouraging people to go eat a thali, tag National Thali Week on social media. And I have a couple of questions, maybe 3 questions for you. Your one word for what a thali is for you, drop that in the comments. The second question I'm going to ask you is, which I asked everybody here, the Indian community contributes so very well. If you're an Asian, even if you think you know communities very well, what is that dish that well represents that particular sector? For example, the NHS, the businesses, the curry industry, journalists, IT, tech, manufacturers, so many of them. What would they be on a thali in your view? And the third question which I wanted to ask you is, which one is your, should I be asking this? This perhaps is a war. Which one is your favorite version of an Indian thali? Right from the Punjabi thali in the north, Punjabi, Madrasi, and of course the South Indian thali.
Yes.
You're from Chennai.
Yes.
Have you eaten the Onam Sadhya, by the way?
Of course, my wife is from Kerala.
Okay.
She makes Onam Sadhya, which is traditional, and we can able to make it in Leicester as well.
You do? Okay, great. I love the Sadhya, although I'm not from Kerala, but I love Kerala food. And so far, officially, Onam Sadhya is supposed to be the grandest vegetarian thali on this planet, with 27 dishes served on it. But let's see if the Punjabis and the Gujaratis can give that competition. Yes, you would. So drop your comments, share those answers, go eat a thali, enjoy Indian food, and if you can, give a little bit to charity because a needy child can eat whilst you enjoy that meal. Thanks very much. Keep watching NDTV.